Let's get ready to rumble!
Hi there, YouTube boxing fans. We have one of the most exciting fights of the year fast approaching. That is Brandon Rios versus Mike Alvarado. So this is Charlie with Boxing Focus breaking down where I think this fight is going to be won. It's going to be an entertaining fight. Both guys get hit probably too easily. Both guys throw with mean intentions, and both of them like to fight in a phone booth. However, obviously it has to be considered that Brandon Rios is going up in weight, although I'm not sure it's as big a factor as it might be for other fighters going up in weight, because he barely makes the 135 weight limit. One of Mike Alvarado's most recent fights, he weighed in on the night at 157 pounds, which is not actually too far away from where Brandon Rios has been, despite fighting 5 pounds lower. The fight I'm actually referring to, and the one that got me to the point that I had to make this recording, is Mike Alvarado versus Rios Prescott. It's a very entertaining fight. The full fight is on YouTube. Hopefully it will stay there. And to be honest, if I was a Mike Alvarado fan watching this and then watching any Brandon Rios footage, I'd be very, very worried. People say Rios Prescott's a big hitter. A lot of that just comes from his first round knockout of Khan, where Khan came out face first, static, and Rios Prescott just nailed him and dropped him. I actually don't believe Khan's got that bad a chin, but whenever you hang your chin out to dry, pretty much any boxer with throwing with any kind of intent is gonna really badly hurt you. So I honestly don't think that Rios Prescott is as big a banger as perhaps he has a reputation for being. But you know, he busted up Alvarado pretty badly, and it was the manner in which he did this that I think has to be of concern to anybody supporting Alvarado. His most effective punches were short, straight punches right through the guard and uppercuts, and those are Brandon Rios' bread and butter. He comes forward throwing short, sharp 1-2s pretty relentlessly, and when he gets close, he tucks up and he throws uppercuts. He caved in Martin Murray's face with doing this. He's knocked several pretty decent boxers out coming forward and catching them with good sharp shots, short shots. He's shown a very good chin, albeit at a slightly lower weight class, and if he doesn't have any problem with Alvarado's power, if he can go up in weight without and still look strong, then Alvarado's going to be in for a world of trouble, because his guard is awful. He's so porous. He's not particularly good on his feet. He doesn't really move that well. So he's a bit of a slugger, really. He likes to trade. Not that I'm trying to make Brandon Rios out to be a much better fighter, particularly or slick or anything like that, but I think that Brandon Rios does actually, his boxing skills aren't that bad. He has a pretty tight guard when he tucks up, and he does show the defensive instinct that basically Alvarado does not. And a lot of the times that Brandon Rios is getting caught, he is actually coming forward, coming in, trying to trade, trying to open up much slicker, faster fighters. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure that those particular fights are the ones that you should be looking at when you're looking to see how Brandon Rios will fare in this one. I think you're looking at the fight with Antolon, the fight with Murray. So I think I said actually, I said John. Sorry, I said Martin Murray before. It's John Murray, isn't it? Against Antolon, he was landing at a much higher percentage rate than Antolon. He was blocking a lot of Antolon's shots. The same go against Murray. I know that he came in and looked clueless against Abril, but you have to consider what Abril was doing. Abril was turning very side on. He was staying very close to Rios, so Rios couldn't really come up through the middle. So he was having to like come around the side because Abril was so tall, and because he was kind of clinching often, keeping his elbows nice and tight. Rios couldn't throw uppercuts. None of his usual arsenal was available. He didn't have the movement to be coming out and then going back in. So Abril just took his offensive game away in a way that I just don't see Mike Alvarado being able to do. Mike Alvarado hasn't really been in with that many quality fighters. Bradis Prescott's probably the pick of the bunch. Not certainly it. I mean, there's a lot of these guys where they're undefeated, 20, 30 fights, and they have a good knockout ratio, but usually the majority of the knockout victims are pretty, they're journeymen, they're bums, they're stepping stones. You have to look at how he's fared since he stepped up in competition. Just looking at the record, you could probably say there was 4 fighters with good-looking records on there, of which 2 had taken him the distance. So I don't think he's got the kind of thudding knockout power that's going to initially deter Brandon Rios. Saying that, Rios is stepping up in weight. He won't have been in with somebody as hard-hitting as Alvarado before. But again, going back to the Bradis Prescott fight, Bradis Prescott was active, and that caused Alvarado to kind of shut down early in the fight. He got a little bit lucky in the way that Prescott just seemed to gasp very, very badly after attempting a finish. It was in the 4th or the 5th round. And after that, he just faded very, very badly. So Brandon Rios, without having to weight drain, always a very active fighter. I mean, you look at the state he was in on the night of the weigh-in for the John Murray fight. He looked like death, and he was still pretty active in the fight. So I don't think you're going to see that kind of drop off from Brandon Rios. Like I said, I do think his boxing skills are a little bit underrated. He's a young, hungry fighter. Alvarado, already in his 30s. Apparently been to prison a few times. But for an undefeated fighter, he's not really made waves until quite late on. So I'm finding it difficult to look past Brandon Rios in this fight. Obviously, there's the off chance that the step up in weight that does expose Rios to kind of power that he's not comfortable with. But I think Alvarado's made to measure for him, and won't have an answer for the uppercuts, for the short straight punches, and they'll be pretty relentless. So Brandon Rios, and I don't see this fight going the distance either. I thought if Bradis Prescott had been a bit more careful with his shot selection, he was throwing everything with bad intentions, even a lot of punches that just went on, just bouncing shots off the shoulders of Alvarado. If he'd have been a bit more careful about that, I think he could have forced a stoppage. Alvarado was looking in pretty bad condition just midway through the fight before Prescott kind of gassed. So, yeah, that's where I stand. What do you think? Let me know. Comments, welcome. Like, dislike, all feedback's appreciated. Thanks for listening. This is Charlie with Boxing Focus.